Hello, good afternoon. Let me move my water bottle really quick. Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome back to KXAN Live. I'm Esmeralda Zamora, and today we have our Simple Health segment that's usually on Fridays back to the Wednesday schedule. And that Simple Health segment is with none other than Jose Torres. Jose, how are you doing today? Thanks for joining me.
Hey, good afternoon, Esme. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, it's crazy that we're doing this together finally. I haven't been on the Simple Health live yet, but you are always on them. So tell me a little bit about what you have in store for us today.
Today we're talking about men's health, and statistically and culturally, men's health is something that maybe some people or some men try to shy away from because culturally there's this thing where the stereotype of, oh man, you just have to toughen up and don't open up about your feelings. But there's this awesome Austin group here in Austin. The group is called Men in the Arena, and they embrace vulnerability, and they do it through fitness and through these hard workouts about doing these hard things together and build trust among each other, and then make it easier to open up about things and have like some really deep, heavy conversations, but at the same time, learn about yourself.
And they do it all together as a team, right? And it's not only strength that you were talking about, it also has to do with other parts of your body when you're talking about health, right?
Yeah, so you're flexing your heart muscles here because obviously, as you can tell from these men, they have the muscles to lift. But they're also repping their emotional side that maybe sometimes it's not as hard. I mean, it's not as easy to do for some people. But we're about to check out this story and you'll hear from the founder of the group. His name is Braden. He goes by Brabe, and you'll hear why this group is important to him and to help others.
Well, let's go ahead and listen into that story that you prepared for us.
We all need support. 3, 2, 1, up. No, almost halfway, boys. Oh, there's some height.
Gift for creativity or intellect.
We all have different struggles and challenges that we're facing.
Leading the troops to war.
I think a lot of healthy masculinity stems from being able to push yourself in uncomfortable spots.
2, 1.
Oh, yeah.
It's not easy. But I would say those two in the middle, it's extra hard.
You said the back is where it's at.
I think the back is way easier than that second spot.
I want to see men's group
I
normalized.
want to speak today about life force. I see it as the fire that's inside of us. It's the energy that we get to pour into our purpose, into our partnerships, into our friends, into our family.
With being addicted to pain meds, I went through about 5 years in my life where I was disabled. I hurt my back powerlifting, and it was a really dark time. A lot of suicidal thoughts. Then I realized there were so many men here that were just like me, going through the same things and looking for the same outlets.
You start to develop real friendships, and once you have those friendships, it feels like normal conversation.
Like once you bring all of that together, people really open up. It's like an onion. The peels start coming back. And I want to express gratitude right now because as a person 10 years ago, and that decision to end my life felt so freaking easy, and to be to a place where I'm at today, where I feel like it's at an all-time high. So again, a lot of that is a credit to you guys and being here and being a part of this journey with me. That really makes me feel lit up. So again, I want to say thank you.
Mental is a big part of these boys or these men's journey in their health and wellness. That was interesting.
Yeah, and I got to meet several of the men. I think there were more than a dozen there, and each one has a unique story. Like the man you heard from Eric, he dealt with addiction to pain medicine because for years he just had this pain that would not go away after hurting his back, and he told me he just struggled. He didn't know if he could. Every day was a struggle. He didn't know if he could make it. That just one day, that 24 hours was really hard for him, and opening up was hard for him as well until he finally met a group of men who made them feel safe and who made them think or made them believe like, oh, I'm not in this world alone. I'm not the only one with similar with these troubles, and and that's what this group and others like this help them.
Yeah, and they push each other along the way. They encourage each other while they're building their strength together. Is this group particularly for what kind of men is this group particularly for?
Yeah, so it's open to men, obviously, and so it's open to men who are attracted to fitness. So if you like working out, you like challenging yourself in that arena, as Bray would tell you, then go ahead, give them a call. Actually, I have their contact information with this web story. But yeah, if fitness is something that you enjoy, but you also want to work on that emotional side that needs a little work, then this is a group for you. And there are other groups like it. There's also like other community groups, like there's bowling leagues, there's softball leagues, there's church groups that you can go to. It doesn't necessarily have to be fitness. The message from this story is that the best way to start that process of trying to find help or resources to help you navigate through mental health is just finding community. And I think hopefully people watching the story will get that message.
Yeah, and I know that you yourself love fitness. How important do you think it is to, first of all, begin a fitness journey, and second of all, do it with other people who are like-minded along by your side?
Well, let me give you a little background about myself. Growing up, oh my gosh, you would see me eating 2 Big Macs, a large Coke, a 20-piece nugget set, a large fry, and that was just in one sitting. And I lived like that for several years. Then as I started getting older, I would drink a lot. At the time, I didn't know I was just masking this pain. So, and then I would eat more because you're drinking, and then you get a little hungry. I developed diabetes. I suffered a stroke in 2020, and so suffering that stroke in 2020, and then being in the middle of the start of the pandemic, that just switched my mindset, and it fueled this passion for me to not only just help myself, but to share my story, and now sharing the story of others to hopefully inspire other people to find community, because I believe that community will keep your heart beating, emotionally and physically.
That is a beautiful saying, keeping your heart beating, for sure. And thank you for sharing that with us. I know there's a lot of other people in our area, in Texas, in the nation, who have similar stories and have gone through the same thing and noticed that physical activity and getting into your nutrition really does benefit you in the long run. You mentioned that this group not only works in the gym, but they work outside of the gym. Can you touch a little bit about what you mean when you say outside of the gym is also hard work?
Yeah. So this weekend they're going to Houston, to the Houston area. They are participating in Ainsley's Angels. So this is video actually of some of the members that are part of this this group. So what the organization does, Ainsley's Angels, sorry. This organization pairs runners with people with disabilities to give everyone a chance to compete and complete a race, like the video you see here. So this is video from the Austin Marathon in February, and just it's super emotional. We did a story with these 2 gentlemen, and
so
we have
sweet.
it on KXAN.com. But on KXAN.com with this story, you'll get more information about why they want to raise awareness for this group and why it is important to them, and for the family members as well of participants with Ainsley's Angels.
Yeah, and when you're going through a tough time personally yourself, and you have other people around you also going through a tough time, going out and helping the community and helping this community in particular probably makes you feel so much better when it's done, right?
Yeah, it's very rewarding. And It's another simple thing you can do to help boost your mood and also find a new community and make new friends. And about working out, though, it can seem very intimidating, especially this workout. I mean, it looks kind of easy. They're just like lifting things, but they did this for a mile.
A mile lifting that?
Yeah. So that big worm thing, that thing weighs 100 pounds, and I think it was like 4 men, and so they alternated. Sometimes the other group of men were carrying the bags individually, and then others would team up to carry that big worm that weighs 100 pounds.
Doesn't look like I would be able to try that, but I think it's pretty hard, and I don't want to try it. So I know that you mentioned you have a web article on this particular story. Tell me a little bit about what's in that article. I'm going to pull it up right here so we can see it. But tell me a little bit about the extra info that you have in here.
Yeah, so sadly there are some statistics about the rising number of men who die by suicide, and there's a link to that, and also that link will also help you find resources to get some additional help or information that you or maybe a loved one might need to know. So you'll find that in this web story. Like I said earlier, you'll find a link to the nonprofit that Men in the Arena is helping this weekend. And then you'll read more about Bray Alley's story as well, of what his emotional journey and his battle with mental illness and how he overcame it, and how he is still overcoming and sharing his struggles to help others.
And as far as if somebody wishes to be part of this group or find out where they work out together, where they talk with each other, how can they go about looking for that?
I got those links in that web story too. This particular group, Men in the Arena, they meet at Squatch Frontier Fitness, in East Austin, and they host several other events. They also host events for women as well, and they also do community workouts. And this gym is a very community-focused gym, so I'll have a link to that with this story as well.
Perfect. And it sounds like if you are new to fitness and you want to learn from others and grow your fitness journey, this is the perfect place to do it, right, Jose?
Yeah, and then maybe you can come with me. I'm always pushing my coworkers to come with me.
You wanted me to run a 5K one time. I haven't even run half a mile.
Well, you can do it. You can do it. I know you can.
I will try. Well, thank you for joining me, Jose. Is there anything else you want to share before we go?
Well, we have it on camera that you said you're going to run. So now we have to hold you accountable.
Yes, you do. You do. Well, thank you for joining me, Jose.
Thank you, Esme.
Remember, if you want to find more details from Jose's story, it is on our website, KXAN.com, and we will be continuing this Simple Health segment every Wednesday at 3 p.m. from now on. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm Esmeralda Zamora.